What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Morten Harket. And we're going to listen to a single that came out after the album Wild Seed. Wild Seed was 95. I believe this single, which is called Heaven's Not for Saints, is 1996. There's a regular version and an instrumental. Obviously, we'll start with the regular version. There is a subtitle, again, Let It Go. But yeah, I should also mention I have access now to Morten's non-English albums. I wanted to give a special shout out to Sofia, very graciously provided those for our listening enjoyment and discussion and appreciation of Morten's singing and music. So yeah, we're going to start going through those. I'm also going to go through the remaining English albums. I think, is there one more or two more? I do apologize. I'm still trying to make, get a overhead view of everything. Yeah, there's one more, which is Jungle of Beliefs, 1999, but again, I do now have access to two other albums of his in Norwegian, so very much looking forward to going through it all. But again, we're going to listen to Heaven's Not for Saints, Let It Go. The phrase Heaven's Not for Saints, it's one of those, counterintuitive, taking an entirely new look at a, old and much discussed concept. So the idea that some supernatural paradise could actually be a place where not the best characters end up, and maybe some of the best people don't get there at all, whereas people who are undeserving do get there. So the idea of Heaven's Not for Saints, or perhaps we're drawing a contrast between people who are beatified as saints, whereas other people who do a lot of great work and perhaps resist sort of oppressive or backward structures within their life are ultimately sent to the grave early and not celebrated in that same way. But yeah, ultimately it just gives you that concept of turning an idea with which many people are familiar and looking at it from the other way, that no, actually, if a place like that does exist, you actually wouldn't find saints there. But the idea of the subtitle, Let It Go, I am a little less certain about in terms of how we connect those. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see. But this is Morten Harket, a single called Heaven's Not for Saints, subtitle Let It Go, and it's from 1996. Almost sounded like Pachelbel's Canon a bit when it started.
Heaven's not for saints. You only have one cup. Now you filled it up. Let it go, babe. Just let it go. Dim-lit path ahead. The road is wide, but your eyes are red. River knows the way. Your father and your son. Life has just begun. Let it go, babe. Just let it go. Child, my brother, look around you. Night is calling you close to the edge.
Ballad, like a
let it go. 'Cause heaven's not for saints.
I suppose let it go because we're there using the causation indicating word because. That because it's sort of this, in the end, seemingly disproportionate, maybe even unjust allocation of places in heaven, that perhaps, don't worry about that. Just go through your life, try to be a good person, and, let the chips fall where they may. So I'm not sure if I'm hearing that right, but it felt like if there is a connection, or not if there is a connection, there's definitely a connection because he's saying because. But if I'm hearing it right, it felt like it was along those lines that, look, don't try to figure it out. Don't try to, think about how it's all justified one way or the other. Just, again, go through your life, try to, do as much good as you can, and, don't worry about it. Let it go. So yeah, I made it through the whole thing without making a Frozen reference until right at the end by implication here. Nevertheless, really cool tune, and yeah, as I said, I enjoyed the sort of the heights that he got to, but near the end it felt a bit soulful and a bit sort of, raspier a little bit. So I've noticed that he goes to that place more in his solo singing than it seems like he does with Aha. So again, big ups to Morten, big ups to Sofia. We'll start going through his non-English material too. Again, I mentioned in my email that I listen to a lot of Japanese music, and so the idea of listening to a song where I don't understand each and every word that I'm hearing, that is not a foreign experience to me. So it's very much up my musical interest. So ultimately, we'll go down those alleys too. Still one more English album as well. So do let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.